Next up is Listeners Takeover, and we have a question from Gabe in Washington, D.C.
Good name.
Yeah. My question for you is, do you have any cycling-themed pickup lines to share?
Jesus.
There's a woman on my group ride who I like, but I haven't had a chance to ask her out yet. Any help is appreciated. Cheers.
All right, my first thought is
Don't use a pickup line. That's weird.
Just because there's a woman on your ride doesn't mean that you should be asking her out. Like, you know, make sure it's like actually warranted before you start slinging at women just because they're on bikes and going like, yeah, you know, she's going to be into me because I ride a bike as well. You know, you need to pick up some other signals first and make sure it's reciprocated before you start jumping in there. Cycling themed pickup lines, you hit the nail on the head. Just don't use them.
Yeah. Seconded. Thirded.
Why don't you try a pickup line on me?
I don't know any.
What's your method, Francis? I'm Francis Cade. I'm a YouTuber.
As the resident woman, I'll chime in on this as well.
Yes, please do.
Number one, I completely agree with Jimmy. As a woman, you end up being like a minority on a bike ride, and sometimes get unwanted attention. Obviously, it's difficult, you know. You want to interact with people, but also understand that from her perspective, it might just be something that she encounters quite a lot, and sometimes you just want to ride your bike and not be bothered.
Yeah.
There you go.
Don't be weird. Ask her out at an appropriate time. Maybe not on the bike ride.
Or not at all.
Just be alone. Just be alone, Gabe.
Someone else.
No. Poor Gabe. Choose someone else.
Yeah.
Why?
Wait, have we?
What if they're destined to be together and are really nice?
Is Gabe definitely a man's name? Have we just made an assumption that it's a man? Gabe is a man's name, isn't it?
I've only
Gabriel.
ever met male Gabes, but who knows?
Well, no, it's not Gabriel, is it? It's just Gabe.
If it is a woman, then just shoot your shot. I complete opposite advice. Just go for it.
Agreed.
It'll be less. It'll be less intimidating.
Yeah, agreed. But still, don't use the cycling team pickup line.
Nah, or pickup lines in general.
Are you going to give me your line? Yeah.
I haven't got one. Have you got a pickup line? You give me an example of one pickup line.
Emily, did I sling a pickup line at you?
Well, me and Jimmy
Through Tinder.
God,
first
here we
interacted
go.
on Tinder,
Oh,
and do you know
here
what?
we go.
Tinder's great because you both. It's like you both know why you're there, right?
I don't know. I've never.
As in, you both
I
have
have
full
used
interaction.
Tinder once, and I had to call in sick to the date that I scheduled,
That's not
which will be a
thing.
story for another podcast,
It's not a
maybe in about 10 years' time. So subscribe for that.
Well, funnily enough, next week's guest is that woman that you stood
That I
up.
cancelled on.
Yeah.
We were going to go and it was Chinese New Year, and we were going to go to London and see all the stuff. Never happened.
Cool.
Jimmy's my profile said something about the fact that I was a sports reporter, which I was at the time, and Jimmy was like, "Oh, sports, football, disgusting." So it was very neggy, is what I would say.
Yeah.
Why'd you do that? That's just my job.
Turns out Emily hated it as well, thankfully.
Oh, okay.
So maybe try that. Oh, you cycle, disgusting.
We want to hear more of your dilemmas and Tinder dating stories, so please send them to wildonespodcast@cademedia.co.uk. That's all for this
Caveats.
episode. What?
Do not send your Tinder stories to our mailbox. Not interested.
Do send them because I like to read the gossip. Do it.
Really?
Do it. Yeah.
Emily loves it.
Okay, there we go.
Absolutely.
Send your Tinder stories.
Send
Yeah.
everything. Embarrassing
That's-
stories, whatever.
All for this episode. Before you go and get on with your day, do us a favor, hit the subscribe or follow button. Leave us a review if you're listening on Spotify or one of those platforms. Thank you and goodbye.
Goodbye.